All right, today we're heading to the dramatic shores of Scotland's most famous loch. We're going to explore a ruin that's absolutely steeped in history, conflict, and, of course, myth. So let's dive into the incredible story of Urquhart Castle.
So for centuries, right, people have just stared into those deep, dark waters of Loch Ness, always looking for its legendary monster. But what if the real story isn't actually in the water, but on the shore? I mean, what ancient guardian has stood there, watching it all unfold?
Well, that guardian is, of course, Urquhart Castle, this magnificent ruin that has stood watch over the glen for centuries. It's perched right on a rocky promontory, a super strategic point that gives you these breathtaking views over the loch. And this wasn't just a pretty spot. It was one of the most vital military positions in the entire Scottish Highlands.
But yeah, don't let that romantic scenery fool you. The story of Urquhart is, well, it's not a peaceful one at all. Its stones are practically soaked in a history of brutal warfare. It was a prize that was constantly fought over in the relentless power struggles of the Highlands.
I mean, just look at this timeline of conflict. The castle was born from power back in the 13th century, built by the super powerful lords of the Isles. For the next 100 years or so, it was basically a constant battlefield, getting captured, destroyed, and rebuilt as rival clans just tore each other apart for control. By the 16th century, it had become a key stronghold for the MacDonalds, who used it to push back against the huge religious and political changes of the Scottish Reformation.
So yeah, every single stone here tells a story. One written not in ink, but in stone and steel. This wasn't just some home. It was a military machine, a fortress that was literally defined by centuries of non-stop conflict.
Okay, so what's actually left of this incredible fortress today? Let's take a closer look at the anatomy of the ruin and explore some of its amazing architecture.
And what's so cool is that the design itself tells a story of all these different cultures coming together. It's a medieval fortress, sure, but if you look closer, you can see this really unique blend of traditional Scottish and even Norse architectural styles. It really reflects the complex history of the Highlands as a crossroads of people and influences.
The most iconic feature, the one that totally dominates the skyline, is the Great Tower. This imposing structure was the very heart of the castle's defenses. It was the last point of refuge if the main walls were ever breached.
You know, it was designed to be, and I quote, one of the most impressive and intimidating towers in Scotland. It was a clear statement of power, visible for miles across the loch, basically a stark warning to any rivals who might be approaching.
But it's not just about the tower. You can explore the keep, which is like a 14th century fortress within a fortress. And imagine walking the battlements, seeing the same incredible views of the loch that soldiers once patrolled. Inside, they've got collections of artifacts, swords, armor, military gear that really bring its violent past right into the present day.
But here's the thing. The castle story didn't just end with the last battle. In our modern era, Urquhart has been completely reborn. It's transformed from a forgotten military outpost into a global icon, a true movie star.
The transformation is just incredible. What was once a fearsome clan stronghold is now a top tourist attraction. A military garrison has become a famously haunted landmark, and a formidable prison for your enemies is now a sought-after Hollywood film location. Wild.
Seriously, its different lives are fascinating. It's been a prison and, for a short time, even a hotel. Today, it totally embraces its myths, carrying the chilling title of the most haunted castle in Scotland and housing exhibits on the Nessie legend. And, in a twist no medieval warrior could have ever predicted, it even had a cameo in a sci-fi classic, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. No way!
So, if you're feeling inspired to experience all this history for yourself, here's what you need to know to plan your own visit to this incredible site.
Okay, so the castle is open year-round, but it has longer hours during the peak season from April to October. You can see the current opening times and admission prices right here. You'll find it right on the A82 road at Drone-and-Drochit, perfectly positioned right there on the shores of Loch Ness. You really can't miss it.
So the next time you think of Loch Ness, look past the water into the shore, to a ruin that has witnessed centuries of war, myth-making, and incredible change. After 800 years watching over one of the most mysterious places on Earth, you really have to wonder, if these walls could talk, what legends would they share?